Hello everyone, this is another tutorial on how to create musical form in a piece. Try to align each element of form to each sentence in a phrase. As you remember, I mark every sentence with a vertical line because that will create clarity in your mind when you are going to structure and when you're going to perform. And second thing, don't try to make it perfect. It's your, like I said, it's your interpretation. Beginning would feel like beginning in the music and climax part would feel like climax. So I obviously already went through this piece once just to analyze musical form to myself, just to make it short and sweet for you. I already prepared some elements of form here, but just to show you how I've done it. So I basically, I did two steps. So first I was trying to find a relatively big section in the piece. First, relatively big section in the piece, and so I was like, okay, this is all the same material, kind of the same theme, the same texture. So what was really changed is something here, starting from the fourth page for me. So that was definitely a new part. So I assumed that the first three pages here are gonna be our first big section. And the second step, what I've done, I was trying to find a climax part in that relatively big section. And as we know, climax part are always towards the end. So I should look for climax part somewhere on the last page of the section. And it was a little bit tricky here, but I decided to stop and make climax part over here. And as you can see also, it's a little bit strange because even though there is a little splash of, melody contour going higher with mezzo forte and then dropping to amazing pianissimo with absolutely marvelous harmony, still it's just one phrase here, as you can see. So sometimes it's very untypical and it's strange to start musical form tutorial with this untypical example, but sometimes you can make one phrase as one element of form, not one sentence. Anyways, so in my interpretation, that was this brief climax part. So before climax part, there is always a rising. And again, I didn't make it blindly. I was trying to see if it matches the music. And I could feel, this longing rhythm, and I could really feel some build up happening here. And this B is obviously for beginning, and this is for showing the beginning of the next big section. So let's bring it down. Okay, so now we have rising and climax done. So what do we have here? One sentence on this page and two sentences here. What can we do? What can we put before rising as three sections? Very easy. Introduction, beginning, and development. So let's see if that matches the music. This first sentence definitely feels like introduction. The start of the main theme sounds like a beginning, and coming back to the main theme with little change in musical texture sounds like development to me. There is not much build up, but just a little movement going on. Something new is introduced here. So that sounds like a development to me. And now we're having introduction, beginning, development, rising, and a very brief climax. Of course, we could also simply put climax here and make three phrases in the sentence. But does this sound like climax to me? Does that sound like rising to me? In this case, no. So I decide to stick with this one. So next, again, as you remember, we're making two steps. We're trying to find a relatively big section. Okay, so as you can see, after 2 pages, we definitely have a new material here. A second theme is introduced to us. So all these 2 pages, I would assume, would be the one big part. So let's first again find a climax part in this big section, which should be towards the end. And that didn't take much time for me to see that these amazing accents and forte and melody going up and down like crazy. That probably is a climax part. And then here, even though he still has these passages going up, but then it's all one sentence, and eventually in this sentence he's kind of calming down. So the last sentence is green, and we're going down to piano, which brings us to a new theme in the next section. So I assign conclusion to this sentence. Why I put also rising here is because, as you can see, again, very breaking the rules here a little bit, but there are 2 sentences for one element of form. So either you can simply go ahead and make 4 phrases, 2 sentences with climax, and you can do it because the tempo here is going to be crazy. You don't have to really break it in every sentence. Or you can simply put rising here and climax to the next sentence. But again, should we really go so... Of course we could, but for me it's a little bit too crowded. So I'm just gonna make this sentence, I'm just gonna make these 2 sentences as one climax part. So now that we found conclusion and climax, what do we always put before climax? Yes, rising. So let's bring it down to the previous sentence. Over here, again, does it match the music? Yes, we're in absolutely different bright harmony here. Mezzo forte still going to crescendo to climax. Good. Because I didn't want to again make it very crowded, I assigned 2 sentences as one element of form. So now, well, let's see. Looks all right to me. Now let's just sing and see if it matches the music. So let's say this is beginning. Development. Rising. And climax. I could definitely feel that. I feel it very natural. So I think we can stick with that. And besides, also we're going to have quite a long conclusion here, just because we're going to have long 3 phrases here. So kind of matches. So let's keep it this way. Now let's go to the third big section. Let's find it. We can make, in a way, 3 steps. Find the relatively big section, find the climax part towards the end of that section, and then finish up the beginning. So this is obviously a new theme. Definitely this is a new texture. So we're just gonna work with 1 page here. So another variant, again, I could see here while singing it one more time, is that we again can stick with one element of form for 2 sentences. I think it's gonna match very well. Look, if I make this whole part beginning, now this is development. Now we're going higher, so that might suggest some kind of building up here. So let's put rising there. And then here could be maybe climax. Right, so I think this is also very nice. 2 sentences for 1 element of form. We have beginning, development, rising, and climax. And now we're moving to the next section, number 4. Again, let's find where the texture is gonna be changed. Right here. So this is definitely the beginning of a new part, plus he's written. He always kind of writes poco poco anima, molto crescendo. He always writes something in the beginning of new sections. So let's bring that B as beginning over there. Next, let's find again at the end of the section climax part. Definitely this one, fortissimo, absolutely crazy waves, big register, accents, marcatos. Yeah, that's definitely climax part. So this is it. Now the previous one, always rising. Is it matching? With crescendo, keep repeating, building up. Oh yes. So before rising, could be development. Okay, let's just put it there, and then we'll see what's going on. Fine. So now what we have here again, we're gonna see that we have way too many sentences for this big part, so probably we have to insert another climax here. So it's not very clear where it can be. So when it happens, I sometimes just start from the beginning and just try to go on as I would go on with a typical beginning, development, rising, climax pattern. So this is beginning, right here. Okay, now development starts. We're having new old theme coming back and a little bit new variation. Then what are we going with? Rising, like really like blindly making the pattern and then see if it matches the music or not. And if it really doesn't match the music, then rearrange something. So beginning, development, rising, climax. Rising. So I think this could be climax because again it leads to the beginning of a new theme. And also it modulates over here to a new, it's going higher and modulates to a new key. So that could be something that we could feel as a climax part, as something important. Okay, and here we go again with the beginning. And then I put rising here. Let's see why. da-dum, boom, da-dum. So some kind of building up, I think. And then climax. There. Okay, I know why. Because again, we see this melody coming back again as a beginning part, as we did right there, because it just makes sense. Beginning of a new theme is the beginning. New old theme. So to fill up beginning, we have to fill up between beginnings, we have again modulating over here to a new key, to dissolving with pianissimo, going higher to the 8. So that could be climax again. And then we have beginning, development, rising, climax. That's what we've done. So you see, with kind of the same texture, we actually end up having 3 climax parts here. So the first one, beginning, development, rising, climax, modulating to another key, new spiral again, beginning, rising, climax, bringing to a new key, again, new spiral, again, beginning, then development, rising, and climax, breaking through finally. All right, let's go to the next big part. Again, I think it's number 5. So what we do first, find where composer has changed. Well, that's easy. Again, you see, he's writing some notes. Plus anime, so that kind of feels like maybe beginning of a new part. So this part is quite short, right? And we already have beginning. So all we need to do is to find climax. Climax. So let's just put B here as the beginning of a new part, not to be confused. All right. A little bit higher, right there. Okay. So now we need to find the climax part. And obviously it's this sentence. Rows with accents and this kind of exclamations, and then dropping down to fortissimo like a rabbit on the drums. Yeah, that's definitely climax part. Also, you see he put some fermata here, so it definitely shows the end of the part. So again, without even thinking, before climax part, right away we put rising. Does it match the music? Oh yes, sempre crescendo, repeating pattern. Here we go, ascending. And I think I put one rising accidentally here. So we're having it's all one sentence, 3 phrases in it. We can't break it any smaller. So this is all beginning, still fine. And then rising and climax. Okay, sounds fine for me. Right, section number 6. Let's see where material is gonna be changed. All right, again here, I know, pianissimo subito, he still wrote something, but this is definitely the beginning of a new part. It's almost like a coda, seems to me. So let's drag that beginning over there. Fine, now that we found the beginning of the next section, let's find the climax and the end of this section. Definitely this, I mean, no doubt, these passages like a waterfall here in that island of joy. Fortissimo passages, great. So what's next? Right, let's bring in rising over there. Perfect. Then, so I think I put beginning over here. Okay, I see. So because this is rising already right there, and we have way too many sentences in front, we have like 4 sentences. I mean, we could do what, introduction, beginning, development, intensification, probably. But what else we could do is simply put another climax here. Not a big one, nothing is really happening there, but it will give some kind of structure. Ah, okay, so that rising is supposed to be here. So we're gonna make this as rising. Let's see. Climax. I could feel it this way. And then the next part in this section, again beginning rising and climax. Fine, sounds good to me. Section number 7, I guess, if I count correctly. Let's see how long. Okay. Well, you could say that he changes the texture somewhere over here. So let's just stick with that. Beginning. I'm sorry, but this for me really sounds like climax part. I just can't help. So if this is climax and this is rising, which really matches music, going up with crescendo, then that could be development over here. So again, we were finishing here. So look, you have beginning, development, actually completely the same, but I think he changes maybe. Yeah, he changes harmony here a little bit. That's your movement for development, and then rising, going higher, and then obviously climax with. I can hear some trumpets here actually. Alright, so now we found our climax part. And then again, can't help another climax. So that's why I've written this. So I'm making little tail here. Look. Because this is again for me another climax part and another little spiral. This is going to be again rising and climax. As I told you before, sometimes form can have a tail with another rising climax. Let's say we go beginning, development, rising climax, and then another rising climax on an even higher level. Okay, so we're done here. That's our part. What's happening here? Okay, so again, this is, guys, definitely again a new section. Basically what I've done here is overlapping. I will explain for a moment. So yes, this is the beginning, but also this is definitely a climax. And sometimes climax can overlap with the beginning as a climax, which becomes a beginning on a new level, a new spiral. So this is a climax because this part just didn't feel as a climax. This part felt as a rising for sure to me when I sing it. This is definitely rising that leads to climax part. Alright, so we have a little sentence left here between climax and rising, so we can just start another short kind of part of form here. So right, and then another part that leads to the one of the last parts. So beginning boom boom boom, rising so this is climax slash beginning. So we are entering one of the last parts. And just like in the beginning, when we had this theme before, we're going to take 2 sentences as one element of form. So this is beginning, These two sentences are development. Here, we don't need this anymore. Here, we enter into rising, definitely, modulation to più forte, and then to climax over there. Again, climax will have also two sentences. Because there is no way this is a conclusion. It just brings up till the very last breath, it's just a real climax part here. So now here you have it. In our last section, we have beginning. Development. No. Rising and climax. Perfect. I love it. I mean, you see, when you give such a beautiful structure, you know that, okay, fine, I have 7 big sections in this piece. I think 7 or 8, whatever. So I have a few big sections in the piece, and each section has, climax part with its beginning. Lovely. All right, so I hope that helped. See you next video.